Hello my friends, and welcome to the video. We found ourselves in a really cool situation. We are, as you can see, in a helicopter, and soon enough, very bad things are going to happen. But before all of that takes place, let me give you some context. So back in late 2021, me and my girlfriend decided to play a little game called The Forest by End Night Studios. We played it over LAN at my place, and we really enjoyed it. We loved the horror and mystery elements of the story, and we loved the survival mechanics and everything that came along with it. So, needless to say, when Sons of the Forest was announced in early 2023, we were already on the hype train, before it even left the station. We kept up with the devlogs, the teasers and the trailers all the way until it released in early access a year later in 2024. We bought the game for both of us, and let's just say our first attempt to play it was plagued with issues. We played it on the day of release, and to say it was a slideshow would probably make a slideshow blush. Anyway, we left the game hoping that it would be optimized and updated in the future so that we could play it. After a bunch of updates and optimizations and 2 PC upgrades, we were ready to play Sons of the Forest. After all that context is out of the way, here we are, back on track in the helicopter. We've been sent here as part of a private security team of Puff Corp. Puff Corp's base of operations is on the island. We read on our laptop briefing that the CEO and his wife, Mr. and Miss Puffton, have been missing for 31 weeks, along with their daughter, Virginia. Our objective was to find the missing family and get them to safety. Out of nowhere, we start taking fire. And our helicopter starts to go down. After the crash, dangling from the helicopter, we have to cut ourselves down. We hit the ground pretty hard, and after coming to, some Asian man is standing over us. He threatens us with his gun. Maybe that means he's the one that got us shot down. And then he knocks us back out. Sometime later, we wake back up, and there's Tatiana, already rummaging through all the loot and taking it all.
Damn, boy! Damn, boy! He's sick!
But then we saw something over there. Something moving. It's Calvin lying on the floor. Besides us, he looks like he's the last surviving member of Team A. However, when we go to pick him up, it is very clear that Calvin is now suffering from heavy retardation as a result of traumatic brain injury from the crash. But we get him to his feet and he can't actually hear us. So we write down some orders on a piece of paper and he follows them, which is kind of dehumanizing, but whatever. Our mission to secure the Puftons had already gone awry. Both helicopters had gone down, Team B was nowhere to be found, and worst of all, Tatiana and I now needed to find a way to survive while taking care of a man that would be the least intelligent person in a special needs preschool. Left with no other option, we walked into the woods to find some shelter and hopefully start looking for the family.
Hey, you're black, bro. Oi, why are you disrespecting me, bruv?
We knew something bad was going down on the island. That is, after all, why we were sent here. But as we left the crash site to find shelter, we started noticing some strange stuff about the forest. We came across some gruesome scenes with bodies and effigies with limbs. Freaky as that may seem, only a minute or so later, we would stumble across a true menace. After searching for a while, we eventually found a nice open spot where we could start building our base. We got right to work, deforesting the area and destroying local ecosystems. We started laying down a foundation to a small hut for shelter, and once we got all the logs there, we built our grand palace. After building our estate and surviving a few nights, we remembered why we were actually here and started to think about how we were going to go about finding the Puffins. We needed to complete our mission. We hatched our plan. We were to travel along the entire perimeter of the island looking for clues. Surely, we were going to come across epic landscapes, dangerous obstacles, and secret mysteries. Our journey was not that glamorous. Who could have guessed that a game called The Forest would have no clues on the beach? While moving around the island, however, we noticed a few informal settlements dotted around, and we quickly realized why the woods were full with dead bodies before. These camps were filled with primitive cannibals, completely incapable of speaking, and were incredibly unpredictable and fiercely hostile. These camps were numerous and incredibly creepy to explore, with their body parts and corpses scattered all over. Maybe these inhabitants were somehow related to those from the peninsula from the first game, or maybe they're the cause of the disappearance of the Puffins. After almost giving up on our search for clues, we saw something interesting on the horizon. A small island that was separated from the mainland. It did look pretty exciting, and we thought, let's go for it. We swam across and got onto the island and walked straight into a camp. It was similar to many of the other settlements we had already seen, but some of these cannibals were heavily armed with weapons and armor. After defending ourselves from the natives, we looked around, and we accidentally stumbled upon the coolest thing possible. We just found the nut.
What is this?
Oh,
No way.
what is this?
It's a one wheel, bro.
Oh, no ways. No ways.
The nut is basically an electric-powered Segway, but just to leave it there would be tremendously underselling it. It was the fastest mode of transport in the game, and we had found it in our first few days. It completely revolutionized the way that we moved across the island. We went from cowering in the forest, hiding from the cannibal camps, to just and able to retreat at a moment's notice. The night was not perfect though. Some of us were a little bit better at driving than others.
I crashed. Yes, it. Yes, it. Oh, can I? Yes, it.
On our way home, we came across what looked to be an entrance to a cave. So we lit up a torch and went inside. The damp air was rancid and thick around us, and the deeper we went, the stranger the noises we heard. Just like in the cannibal camps, there were a lot of corpses and body parts. But in the cave, it was far more depraved and animalistic. There were even feeding troughs with human remains and dead babies. We would soon come to find out that that cave was just one of a huge network of caves across the island. There were also mutants. Not to mention that the cannibals in these caves were horrifying. Eventually, we found our way out of the cave, and on our way home, we found something really cool. A hang glider. Unfortunately, the hang glider was something that Thotiana's tiny little monkey brain just could not comprehend.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. Nice. To the window.
Okay, jump.
Okay.
But after getting to grips with it, we found a nearby cliff and glided most of the way back to our base. Once there, we organized our supplies and improved our defenses now that we knew the dangers lurking out of view behind the trees. We also decided to think about our strategy to find the missing family. We couldn't just wander off into the forest like we did originally. We now knew that we were up against some serious dangers, and we needed to come up with a plan to find them. Our first thought was caves. Surely a great place to look. So we walked around the island. We found a few cave entrances on a nearby beach, and the beach caves were predictably flooded in some sections. And we found a shark. We got some scuba gear off a dead diver, which made us even more terrified, as now we needed to swim past sharks to escape the cave. We visited a lot of caves in the coming days, going to a few caves, returning home, then going out the next day and going to more caves. We even spent a few nights in some of the caves when it got dark too early. There was some cool stuff to be found. A lot of team members of ours' bodies were in these caves, along with their gear, like binoculars and guns. But on one fateful day when we exited a cave after finding the binoculars, we saw the sun setting and decided we had to head home quick. But it was getting too dark too quick, and we were still too far from our base. While running home as fast as we could, we heard screams in the distance and panting behind us. We weren't going to make it if we kept going, so we ducked into a nearby cave, hoping to wait out the dangers. We saw deeper into the cave a broken, man-made wall. We followed and walked through the foreboding hallway, hearing moaning and faint screams. There was one light at the end of this hallway. Eventually, we got to the illuminated room, and there was a door, but it was locked and needed a key card. Not finding any other way in, we took note of the clues we found and headed back. But at the entrance, a small room caught our eye. It was a little maintenance room with something like a makeshift bed. Who was living here? On a lighter note, there was a 3D printer in the room, which we used to create snow sleds. Oh shit.
You're gonna die.
After finding this bunker, Tatiana and I had to think. This bunker was clearly man-made and very modern. So was this the only one of its kind? Or are there more? And why would HuffCorp need bunkers like this on the island? We knew by now, after finding bodies all over the island, that most of the tactical operators that we came here with were dead. How did they all die? Did the so-called inhabitants kill our team?
What is that? What the fuck is that?
And on the inhabitants, are the cannibals part of this, or do they just happen to be here? Does the same apply to the mutants that we've seen underground? Or, once again, like on the first island, a result of some crazy corporate science shit. But maybe it wasn't the cannibals or the mutants. Maybe it was that Asian guy from the intro. Maybe he killed or had our team killed. You see, in the bunker, amongst the living quarters was a computer with a PuffCorp employee record for one Zhan Yu Zhang. He worked for PuffCorp, so why would he shoot us down? Or was it just a coincidence that he was at the crash site and proceeded to smack us over the head with a revolver? We're betting that he has something to do with the family's disappearance, but right now I can't figure out what. We thought that we needed to find bunkers like that last one. We had found the last bunker in a cave by accident, so we thought that was a good place to look. We went around the island looking for caves and going into every single one we found, braving the horrors beneath. We turned the island upside down, looking for something that could point us in the right direction, but we came up empty-handed.
They are building the bunkers in the star pattern of Solons.
The bunkers.
They know what this place is. The bunkers, yeah.
We did find a few cool things underground, but they were ultimately meaningless in discovering anything about the island. Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. We had gone into dozens of caves and visited so many cannibal camps looking for clues, but we had nothing. We were stumped. How were we going to find the Puftons? We didn't know what to do. But then I remembered something. An open area we saw during our travels between the caves. The area had diggers and a flattened area of dirt in the middle. At the time, we disregarded it, but now we had no other choice than to sit and think about a way forward. Maybe something was buried there. Maybe the thing that we're missing isn't a cave with an obvious bunker or clue in it. Instead, it could be buried beneath. Maybe we need a shovel. After searching our supplies, we hadn't found a spade in any of the places we'd visited, and we couldn't remember seeing one either. So much for that theory. At this point, we felt really discouraged. We didn't know how to find the next bunker. It could be a shovel, it could not. And if it was the shovel, we definitely didn't know how to find it, because we had already searched basically every single cave. Eventually, we gave up and looked online.
We'll be right back with more Dovahkoon Gaming.
Get your day started right with the best cereal, including 19 essential vitamins and minerals, perfect for growing bodies. Just add milk and take the day.
Crunchy Munchies, juicy, crunchy, and good for your teeth. Be part of the Crunchy Crew and get your Crunchy on today.
I love Crunchy Munchies. They make the mornings so fun.
Consuming Crunchy Munchies is not advised to those under the age of 13. Crunchy Munchies is not a registered financial advisor. Consuming Crunchy Munchies may lead to stomach ulcers, headaches, nausea, vomiting, difficulty breathing, difficulty sleeping, difficulty thinking, brain fog, death, hyperfixation, coughing, excess bleeding, and increased risk of heart attack. Introducing the Night 5 from Angro Technologies. With brand new lithium-ion batteries and smart speed technology, the future is here.
Welcome back, guys. Tonight you're watching The Adventures of Dovahkoon.
After getting our hands on the shovel, we were on track to finding the family. We headed straight from the cave towards that one piece of ground and started to dig. We hit something hard.
What? Pause.
Under the ground and found a trapdoor labeled Maintenance A. Descending the ladder, we found a similar bunker to the previous one. At the end of the passage was an apartment. It had a living room and a bedroom and a bathroom, but the place was completely ransacked. On the wall was a painting of a man in gold armor. Yes, that gold armor. What could it all mean? We also found a maintenance key card belonging to an employee. We tried heading back to the first bunker, but the key card didn't work. However, luckily for us, we had already searched the entire island in a week, trying to find the shovel. So we knew exactly where to go next. This bunker was similar to the first one we found. There was a broken wall, in this case a ceiling, opening to a small part of a larger bunker, and the rest of it was locked behind a key-carded door. This time though, we had the key card. Open sesame. What was Edward Puffton's plan? He had set up this bunker with hydroponics and stockpiled with food. It's like he was preparing for something. The facility had obviously been overrun, and it started to flood, leading to us having to swim through half of it. Eventually, we got to a security room. But
Oh.
was that a live feed? We needed to find out. That security camera footage is taken from elsewhere in the bunker. Jan Yu? Barbara? Edward?
I'm reloading.
We had found the Puftons, but it was too late to save them. The Darling Hall became a war zone. We thought that finding the Puftons would give us answers, but it left us shell-shocked and asking more questions. But we couldn't wait around. We had to follow Jan Yu. We went to the next set of coordinates that we picked up in the security room while watching the footage. The cave opened to a half-destroyed bunker. We started to fight our way down 3 flights of stairs, and we got to a door. Is that Timmy from the first game? What are you doing here?
Get down, son!
Little mutant Tim, all grown up.
Jan Yu is also looking for you? But that old guy that helped us with that shotgun, he said get down, son. Is that Eric LeBlanc? The father from the first game? So, Timmy and Eric are here. Why? What are they doing here? Our friend Jan Yu made another attempt to try and stop us. Why is he against us? What is he trying to hide? Things are being added to this web, and we cannot make sense of it. We carried on through the residential facility. There were tons of bedrooms and living quarters. There were also a hell of a lot of incriminating documents and emails and things like that. Then there was another security room. We unlocked a door for Timmy and then left the bunker looking for him, assuming that he went to the first bunker we found. Behind the door was a vastly dark room. We stumbled across treadmills, yoga mats, and a weights section. This was obviously a gym.
Wait, can I ask you something? Come here. Okay, can you tell me what this is? This machine.
Bench press.
This? What's this?
This is a bench press.
Yeah. This machine.
This.
We pushed through the bunker to only find a massacre in the bar. Dead bodies littered the rooms, and one guy clearly tried to deep throat a guitar. On a laptop, we managed to get another set of coordinates. We tried to find a way out.
It's not safe here. You're running out of time. It's gonna happen again. You have to leave.
What was he talking about? What was going to happen again? But before we could ask Timmy anything, he ran off again. Hopefully he was going to the coordinates we just found. The entrance was not in a cave, but a hidden away nuclear fallout style bunker. We went down the stairs and were shocked to see how empty it was. You could hear a pin drop. We found a little girl's room with ballet stuff and toys. This must have been Virginia's room a very long time ago, because she wasn't a little daughter of the Puftons anymore. She was now a crazy three-legged woman running around the woods, staring into our souls. Finding our room meant that she was very much involved in this mystery. Or at least she would have been if I hadn't killed her out of shock and curiosity on day 3. Anyway, we carried on descending the levels of the bunker. And this is where it lived up to that name. There was a private art gallery. There were huge bars and movie theaters. And eventually we got to the entrance of one of the bedrooms. We picked up a GoPro. Mind you, this wasn't the first GoPro we found. Some of them showed workers from the island. Some of them showed cultists doing rituals. But this one was different.
光线充足，距离其他客人非常近，但都是高净值的个体，有氧运动，一切都能让你在这里生活的同时保持健康，就像一个小城市。哦，有台球桌、游戏、大屏幕。这里我们有传统风格的浴缸，还有，不要，快走，快走！
That video, along with the video we saw a while ago, explains what the Puftons were doing here. Puff Corp was building a resort for the rich and famous. We went to the bathroom, and there was the hole from the explosion. Who blew a hole in the wall? And why?
There's gotta be a way to open this. A key.
What are you doing here, Timmy? What is this door?
Something's happening. It's working.
It seems like our armor just opened that door. Yes, that armor. We tried following Timmy, fighting off waves of demons and mutants as we ventured deeper. Lava started pouring out of the walls as we descended into the caverns. We just kept going deeper.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
It was like the demons were trying to protect something. What Timmy was looking for must be down here somewhere. Oh my fuck. After killing that thing, we caught up to Timmy.
It's time. No. 15, 14, 13, 12.
I've seen this before. I saw it in a dream. This was supposed to fix me. It's making me worse.
We are so overwhelmed. But at least on our way home, we'd have lots of time to think about all that we'd witnessed.
What did you see? What did you see?
What was in the cube? What was in the cube?
What the fuck? Run! What the fuck?
Dad! You made it. You're okay. Oh God, they're coming. They're getting closer. We have to leave now. Get in.
We barely escaped the island with our life. Looking out of the helicopter window, we thought back on all we had seen. That's why Timmy was on the island. He was looking for something to cure himself from what happened in the first game. The cube. He thought the cube could cure him. But while we, inside the cube, were transported to a beautiful golden city, Zhan Yu, who was locked outside, was transformed into a horrific mutant, just like the underground mutants, and similar to the Puffins. Huh. So that's how this happened.
I need you to help me. It's getting worse. Look at me. Look at what I'm turning into. I need your help.
I've told you I can't help you.
And what about with this?
Sulfide? Where did you get this? We found it on the island. There was a chance that Timmy could be cured. Our mission to save the Puffins was a failure. And as for us, we were going to need a lot of therapy to counteract all that we had seen. But at least we got Calvin off of the island.